Liam Foster stood in front of the expansive glass windows of the advertising agency, gazing out at the bustling streets of San Francisco. The city was alive with energy, a stark contrast to the uncertainty swirling within him. Today marked the beginning of a new project, one that could define his career. He had always been ambitious, but this time felt different. There was an undercurrent of tension that made his heart race. As he turned away from the view, he spotted Noah Sinclair across the room. Noah was a striking figure, tall and confident, with an effortless charm that drew people to him. At 34, he was well respected in the industry, known for his innovative ideas and sharp instincts. Liam admired him from afar, but today would be different. They would be working closely together. The meeting room was filled with bright lights and sleek furniture, a testament to the agency's modern aesthetic. Liam took a seat at the long conference table, feeling a mix of excitement and anxiety as he awaited Noah's arrival. The air was thick with anticipation as other team members chatted nervously about the project. When Noah finally entered, all eyes turned to him. He exuded charisma as he greeted everyone with a warm smile. "Good morning, team. I hope you're all ready to dive into this project. We have a lot to accomplish." His voice was smooth and commanding, instantly putting everyone at ease. Liam couldn't help but feel a rush of admiration as he listened to Noah outline their goals. There was something magnetic about him, his passion for advertising was palpable. As they discussed ideas and strategies, Liam found himself drawn into the conversation, eager to contribute. "Liam," Noah called out during the brainstorming session. "What do you think about this concept?" He gestured towards Liam's proposal on the screen. Their eyes met for a brief moment, and Liam felt a spark that sent shivers down his spine. I think it captures our target audience well," Liam replied, trying to maintain his composure. "But maybe we could add a more personal touch. Something that resonates emotionally." Noah nodded thoughtfully. "That's a great point. Let's explore that angle further." The way Noah acknowledged his input made Liam feel valued and respected, a rare feeling in such a competitive environment. As the meeting progressed, they exchanged ideas back and forth, their rapport growing stronger with each passing moment. Liam noticed how Noah's laughter came easily when they joked around, and how his eyes sparkled with enthusiasm when discussing creative concepts. After hours of intense brainstorming, they finally wrapped up for the day. As everyone filed out of the meeting room, Noah approached Liam with an inviting smile. "Hey, do you want to grab a drink later? I think we could use some downtime after today." Liam felt his heart race at the invitation. "Sure, that sounds great." Later that evening, they met at a cozy bar not far from the office. The atmosphere was warm and inviting, filled with laughter and soft music playing in the background. They settled into a quiet booth in the corner, away from the hustle and bustle. Over drinks, they talked about everything: work, life in San Francisco, and their shared love for art and design. Liam found himself opening up in ways he hadn't expected. Noah had an uncanny ability to make him feel comfortable. "I've been in this industry for over a decade now," Noah said thoughtfully as he sipped his whiskey. "Sometimes it feels like I'm just going through the motions." There was a hint of vulnerability in his voice that intrigued Liam. "I get that," Liam replied. "I've had moments where I questioned if I'm on the right path too." Noah leaned forward slightly, his expression earnest. "It's important to find what truly makes you happy." Their conversation flowed effortlessly until it turned slightly more serious. "I've been married for a few years now," Noah confessed quietly, looking down at his drink. "But lately, things haven't been great." Liam's heart raced at this revelation. He sensed an emotional weight behind Noah's words. "I'm sorry to hear that," he said gently. Noah looked up, meeting Liam's gaze with intensity. "It's just hard sometimes, feeling trapped." Before Liam could respond, Noah leaned closer, his breath warm against Liam's skin, and their lips met in an unexpected kiss that sent shockwaves through both of them. It was electric yet tender, a moment suspended in time where nothing else mattered. As they pulled away, reality crashed back in around them. Both men sat in stunned silence, grappling with what had just happened. I didn't mean to," Noah stammered, his cheeks flushed with embarrassment. "Neither did I," Liam replied softly, equally flustered but unable to deny the thrill coursing through him. The air between them crackled with unspoken words and possibilities as they processed what this kiss meant for their lives moving forward, a line crossed that couldn't be undone. The following week, the atmosphere at the agency was charged with a mix of excitement and tension. Liam Foster couldn't shake the memory of that kiss with Noah Sinclair from his mind. It replayed in his thoughts like a favorite song, both exhilarating and haunting. He found himself stealing glances at Noah during meetings, their eyes meeting briefly before he quickly looked away, heart racing. As they worked on the project, their professional relationship continued to deepen. Noah was a brilliant strategist, and Liam admired his ability to think outside the box. They spent long hours together, often alone in the office late into the evening, brainstorming ideas and refining their pitch. The chemistry between them was undeniable, but so was the weight of their situation. One Friday evening, after a particularly grueling week filled with revisions and late nights, Noah suggested they celebrate their progress. "How about we grab a drink after work?" he proposed casually, though Liam could see a flicker of something more in his eyes. "Sure," Liam replied, trying to keep his tone light despite the flutter of nerves in his stomach. They met at a trendy bar in the Mission District, a place known for its vibrant atmosphere and craft cocktails. The place was buzzing with energy, filled with laughter and chatter. They found a quiet corner table, away from the crowd, where they could talk without interruption. As they settled in with their drinks, Noah ordered an old-fashioned while Liam opted for a gin and tonic. The conversation flowed easily. They reminisced about their college days, shared stories about their families, and laughed over embarrassing moments from their pasts. The tension that had lingered since their kiss began to dissipate as they connected on a deeper level. "You know," Noah said thoughtfully after taking a sip of his drink, "I've always admired your creativity. You have a unique perspective that really brings projects to life." Liam felt warmth spread through him at the compliment. "Thanks, that means a lot coming from you," he replied, genuinely touched. Noah's gaze softened as he continued. "I just wish I could feel that same passion in my personal life." His expression turned serious, and for a moment, Liam saw the weight of his struggles reflected in Noah's eyes. "What do you mean?" Liam asked gently. Noah hesitated for a moment before speaking. "My marriage, it's become more of a routine than anything else. I care about my wife, but I feel like I'm living someone else's life." He looked down at his drink, swirling the amber liquid thoughtfully. Liam felt a pang of empathy for him. "That sounds really tough," he said softly. "It's hard when you feel trapped." Noah met Liam's gaze again, vulnerability etched on his face. "Sometimes I wonder if I'll ever find what truly makes me happy." In that moment, it felt as if the world around them faded away. The noise of the bar dimmed into the background as they shared an unspoken understanding, two souls searching for connection amidst confusion and longing. "Maybe you just need to take some risks," Liam suggested cautiously, feeling bold yet aware of the delicate nature of their conversation. Noah's eyes sparkled with intrigue. "Like what?" "Like being honest with yourself about what you want," Liam replied. "And maybe, exploring what we have." He held his breath as he spoke those words, knowing how significant they were. Noah leaned closer across the table, his expression earnest. "You're right. I can't keep pretending everything is fine when it's not." His voice dropped to a whisper as he added, "I want to explore this, whatever this is between us." Liam's heart raced at Noah's admission. The thrill of possibility surged through him as he realized they were both willing to take that leap together. As they continued talking late into the night, laughter mingled with moments of silence filled with unspoken words and lingering glances. Each shared secret brought them closer together until they were no longer just colleagues but two individuals navigating an unexpected connection. Eventually, they left the bar under the glow of streetlights illuminating the San Francisco streets. The cool night air wrapped around them as they walked side by side, their shoulders brushing against each other, a simple touch that sent sparks flying through Liam's veins. When they reached Noah's car parked nearby, he turned to face Liam directly. "Can I kiss you?" he asked softly, his voice barely above a whisper. Liam nodded without hesitation, heart pounding in anticipation. As Noah leaned in closer this time, more deliberate than before, the kiss ignited all the emotions they had been holding back. Desire, fear, hope, all intertwined in that single moment. It was deeper this time, it felt like coming home after being lost for so long. When they finally pulled away again, breathless and wide-eyed from what had just transpired, there was no doubt left between them, they were crossing lines that could not be uncrossed. "I don't know where this will lead us," Noah said quietly but firmly. Neither do I, Liam replied honestly. But I'm willing to find out. The night was still young as they stood there under the stars, two men ready to embrace whatever came next. The following week unfolded like a whirlwind for Liam Foster and Noah Sinclair. Their connection deepened, but so did the complexity of their situation. Each day at the agency was a delicate balancing act, filled with stolen glances and charged conversations. The thrill of their newfound intimacy was intoxicating, but it came with a weight of uncertainty that loomed over them. Liam found himself waking up each morning with a mix of excitement and dread. He replayed their moments together in his mind, how Noah's lips felt against his, the way his laughter echoed in the quiet corners of the bar, and the intensity of their late-night conversations. Yet, the reality of Noah's marriage hung heavily in the air, casting a shadow over their budding romance. One afternoon, as they worked on finalizing their project proposal in Noah's office, the tension between them was palpable. The walls were adorned with vibrant artwork that reflected Noah's creative spirit, but today, the colors felt muted compared to the storm brewing inside. "Liam, can you pass me that file?" Noah asked, gesturing to a stack of papers on his desk. His voice was steady, but Liam could sense an undercurrent of nervous energy. "Sure," Liam replied, reaching for the file while trying to keep his composure. As he leaned over, their arms brushed against each other, sending a jolt of electricity through him. He quickly pulled back, heart racing. Noah looked up, his gaze intense. "Liam," he began, hesitating as if weighing his words carefully. "We need to talk about what's happening between us." Liam's stomach twisted at the seriousness in Noah's tone. "I know," he said softly, trying to mask the anxiety creeping in. "It's complicated." "It is," Noah admitted, running a hand through his hair in frustration. "I care about you, more than I expected to, but I can't ignore my marriage." Liam nodded, feeling a lump form in his throat. "I get it, but I can't pretend that what we have isn't real." The truth hung between them like an unspoken promise. Noah sighed deeply, looking out the window as if searching for answers in the bustling streets below. "I've been thinking about it a lot," he said finally. "And I don't want to hurt anyone, but I also can't deny how I feel when I'm with you." The honesty in Noah's voice made Liam's heart swell and ache simultaneously. "What do you want?" he asked gently. "I want to explore this," Noah replied, turning back to face Liam with determination in his eyes. "But I need to figure things out at home first." Liam felt a rush of hope mixed with fear. "Okay," he said cautiously. "But how long can we keep doing this? It feels like we're walking on thin ice." Noah stepped closer, closing the distance between them. "I don't want to lose you," he said earnestly. "Let's take it one day at a time." They shared a lingering gaze that spoke volumes, an unspoken agreement to navigate this complicated path together while acknowledging the risks involved. Later that evening, they decided to meet again at their favorite bar for drinks and more honest conversation. The atmosphere was lively as they settled into their usual corner booth, but tonight felt different. There was an air of anticipation mixed with tension. As they sipped their drinks, Liam couldn't help but notice how Noah seemed preoccupied. His brow furrowed slightly as he stared into his glass. "What's on your mind?" Liam asked gently. Noah looked up, vulnerability etched across his face. I don't want to hurt my wife," he confessed quietly. "She deserves better than this." Liam felt a pang of empathy for Noah's predicament but also frustration at the situation they found themselves in. "You have to be honest with yourself first," he urged softly. "You deserve happiness too." "I know," Noah replied, his voice heavy with emotion. "But it's hard to reconcile that with what I've built over the years." The conversation shifted as they discussed lighter topics, favorite movies and travel dreams, but beneath it all lay an undeniable tension that neither could ignore. As they finished their drinks and prepared to leave, Liam felt emboldened by their earlier conversation. He reached out and took Noah's hand across the table, a simple gesture that spoke volumes about their connection. Noah looked down at their entwined fingers and then back up at Liam, surprise flickering in his eyes before it melted into warmth. "You're brave," he said softly. "I just want you to know I'm here," Liam replied earnestly. They walked out into the cool night air together, fingers still interlaced as they strolled down the street under a canopy of stars. The city lights twinkled around them like fireflies dancing in the darkness. When they reached Noah's car parked nearby, he turned to face Liam once more, his expression serious yet tender. "Can I kiss you again?" Noah asked quietly, his voice barely above a whisper. Liam nodded without hesitation this time, heart racing in anticipation as Noah leaned in closer once more. Their lips met softly at first before deepening into something more passionate, a kiss filled with longing and promise. As they pulled away breathless again, reality crashed back around them like a wave breaking on shore. Their situation was still complicated, but for now, they had each other. "I'll figure this out," Noah promised softly as they stood close together under the stars. "I believe you," Liam replied sincerely. In that moment of connection amidst uncertainty, both men knew they were crossing lines that could not be uncrossed, but somehow that made it all the more exhilarating. The following week was a whirlwind of emotions for Liam Foster and Noah Sinclair. The thrill of their connection had transformed into a complex web of feelings that left Liam both exhilarated and anxious. They had crossed a line, and now the reality of their situation weighed heavily on them. Liam arrived at the office early one morning, his mind racing with thoughts of Noah. He had spent countless nights tossing and turning, replaying their conversations and stolen moments. The kiss they shared lingered in his mind, igniting a fire within him that he couldn't ignore. But as much as he craved Noah's presence, he also felt the tension of their circumstances. The day passed slowly, filled with meetings and deadlines, but Liam couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. He noticed Noah seemed distracted, often lost in thought during discussions. It wasn't until lunchtime that Liam caught a glimpse of the turmoil brewing beneath Noah's calm exterior. They met at a nearby cafe, the air filled with the aroma of freshly brewed coffee and baked goods. As they settled into a small table outside, Liam watched Noah's face closely. There was a tension in his jaw, a furrowed brow that told Liam he was grappling with something significant. "What's wrong?" Liam asked gently, concern etched in his voice. Noah sighed deeply, running a hand through his hair in frustration. "I've been thinking about my wife," he admitted, his voice heavy with emotion. "She's been asking questions about my late nights at work." Liam felt a chill run down his spine at the revelation. "What kind of questions?" he pressed cautiously. "Just, if I'm okay," Noah replied, looking down at his coffee cup as if it held all the answers. "She senses something is off, but I don't know how to explain it without hurting her." Liam's heart sank at the thought of Noah being trapped in such a difficult situation. "You have to be honest with her," he said softly. "It's not fair to either of you to keep pretending." "I know," Noah said, frustration evident in his tone. "But I also don't want to hurt her feelings or disrupt our lives." The weight of their choices hung heavily between them. Liam reached across the table and placed his hand over Noah's, offering silent support. "You deserve to be happy too," he urged gently. Noah looked up, meeting Liam's gaze with intensity. "I care about you so much, but I can't just walk away from my marriage without considering the consequences." As they sat there in silence, the reality of their situation became painfully clear. They were two men caught in a storm of emotions, one seeking freedom and authenticity, the other wrestling with loyalty and obligation. Later that evening, as they returned to the office for an important presentation, Liam could sense Noah's tension building. They were both on edge as they prepared to pitch their project to upper management, a pivotal moment for their careers. When it was finally time to present, they stood side by side in front of the conference room filled with executives. Noah took charge as usual, exuding confidence while presenting their ideas with passion and clarity. Liam watched him in awe. This was the man who had captivated him from the start. But as they reached the climax of their presentation, something shifted within Noah. He paused for a moment, taking a deep breath before addressing the room again. "I believe this project represents more than just numbers and marketing strategies," he said slowly, his voice steady yet vulnerable. "It reflects our values and our commitment to authenticity, something we all need to embrace in our lives." Liam felt his heart race as he realized what Noah was doing. He was subtly hinting at their own struggles without revealing too much. It was a bold move that left everyone in the room silent for a moment. After they finished presenting and received enthusiastic applause from their colleagues, Liam pulled Noah aside in the hallway. "What was that?" Liam asked incredulously. Noah ran a hand through his hair again, clearly agitated. "I don't know. I just felt like I had to say something," he replied breathlessly. "You're risking everything," Liam exclaimed softly but firmly. "I know," Noah shot back, frustration boiling over. "But I can't keep living this lie." I need to figure out what I want before it's too late. As they stood there facing each other in the dimly lit hallway, emotions surged between them, fear mingled with desire and uncertainty. It was clear that something had shifted within Noah. He was ready to confront his reality head-on. That night, after leaving work late together, they found themselves walking through the quiet streets of San Francisco under a blanket of stars. The city felt alive around them, the hum of traffic and distant laughter echoing through the air, but all Liam could focus on was Noah beside him. "Can we talk?" Noah asked suddenly as they approached a small park nestled between buildings. "Of course," Liam replied immediately. They found a bench beneath a large oak tree illuminated by soft streetlights. As they sat down together, Noah took a deep breath before speaking again. "I've decided I need to talk to my wife," he said finally, determination lacing his words. "It's time for me to be honest about everything." Liam felt a mixture of relief and anxiety wash over him at that admission. "Are you sure?" he asked gently. "Yes," Noah replied firmly. "I can't keep living like this, not for myself or for her." They shared an intense gaze filled with understanding. This was a pivotal moment for both of them. "I'll support you no matter what happens," Liam promised sincerely. Noah smiled softly at those words, a flicker of hope amidst uncertainty, and leaned closer until their shoulders touched lightly against each other. As they sat together under the stars, both men knew that whatever came next would change everything for them. But for now, they had each other, and that made all the difference. The days leading up to Noah's conversation with his wife felt like an eternity for Liam Foster. Each moment was filled with a mix of anticipation and dread. He had never been one to shy away from difficult conversations, but this was different. The stakes were higher, and the potential fallout loomed large over their relationship. Liam found himself constantly checking his phone, hoping for a message from Noah that would quell his anxiety. They had agreed to meet after Noah spoke to his wife, but the uncertainty of how that conversation would unfold weighed heavily on him. Would Noah choose to stay in his marriage, or would he embrace the possibility of a new life with Liam? On the day of the planned conversation, Liam could hardly focus at work. He moved through the motions of meetings and deadlines, but his mind was elsewhere, lost in thoughts of Noah and what lay ahead. Each tick of the clock felt like a countdown to a pivotal moment that could change everything. Finally, as the day drew to a close, Liam received a text from Noah. "Can we meet at our usual spot tonight? I need to talk." The knot in Liam's stomach tightened. He took a deep breath, trying to steady himself as he replied, "Of course. I'll be there." When evening arrived, Liam made his way to the bar where they had shared so many intimate moments. The familiar ambiance felt comforting yet charged with tension. As he walked in, he spotted Noah sitting at their usual booth, his expression unreadable. "Hey," Liam said softly as he slid into the seat across from Noah. "Hey," Noah replied, his voice low and serious. He looked tired, as if the weight of the world rested on his shoulders. Liam reached across the table and took Noah's hand in his own, squeezing it gently. "You okay?" he asked, concern etched on his face. Noah nodded slowly but didn't meet Liam's gaze. "I talked to her," he finally said, each word heavy with significance. Liam's heart raced. "And?" Noah took a deep breath, gathering his thoughts. "I told her that I've been feeling disconnected, that I haven't been happy for a while." His voice trembled slightly as he spoke. "What did she say?" Liam pressed gently. "She was surprised but not entirely shocked," Noah admitted, finally looking up to meet Liam's eyes. "She had sensed something was off between us." Liam felt a pang of sympathy for both Noah and his wife. "That must have been hard for you." "It was," Noah replied, running a hand through his hair in frustration. "But I also felt relieved to finally say it out loud." Liam watched as emotions flickered across Noah's face, relief mingled with sadness and uncertainty about what lay ahead. "What happens now?" Liam asked carefully. Noah hesitated before answering. "I told her I needed time to figure things out, to understand what I really want." He paused again, looking down at their joined hands. "And I want you to be part of that." Liam's heart soared at those words but was quickly tempered by reality. "But what if she wants you back? What if she doesn't want this to end?" "I don't know," Noah admitted, vulnerability shining through his usually confident demeanor. "But I can't keep living a liar pretending everything is fine when it's not." The weight of their situation hung heavily between them as they both processed what this meant for their future together. Do you think you'll be able to make a decision soon? Liam asked cautiously. Noah nodded slowly, determination returning to his voice. Yes, I need to take this time seriously, to reflect on what truly makes me happy. As they sat there in silence, the reality of their choices settled around them like a warm blanket, comforting yet suffocating at the same time. Whatever happens, Liam said softly after a moment, I'm here for you. Noah looked up again, gratitude shining in his eyes. I can't tell you how much that means to me. They spent the rest of the evening talking about everything and nothing, sharing dreams and fears while navigating the uncertainty that lay ahead. Each laugh and shared story brought them closer together as they leaned into their connection amidst the chaos surrounding them. When it was time to leave, they walked out into the cool night air side by side, fingers intertwined, a silent promise that they would face whatever came next together. As they reached Noah's car parked nearby, he turned to face Liam once more, his expression serious yet hopeful. I want you to know that no matter how this unfolds with my wife, my feelings for you are real, Noah said earnestly. Liam felt warmth spread through him at those words. They were both stepping into uncharted territory together, a leap of faith into an uncertain future. I believe in us, Liam replied softly. With that shared understanding hanging in the air between them, they leaned in for another kiss, one filled with promise and longing, a reminder that even amidst uncertainty, love could still flourish. As they parted reluctantly, both men knew that this was just the beginning of their journey, a journey filled with challenges but also with hope for something beautiful on the horizon. The days turned into weeks, and the uncertainty that had once enveloped Liam Foster and Noah Sinclair began to shift. After their heartfelt conversation at the bar, Noah had taken time to reflect on his feelings and what he truly wanted. The weight of his marriage hung over him like a dark cloud, but he was determined to confront it head-on. Liam found himself caught in a whirlwind of emotions. He was excited about the possibilities that lay ahead but also anxious about the decisions Noah would ultimately have to make. They continued to meet regularly, sharing laughter and moments of intimacy that deepened their connection. Yet, beneath the surface, the tension remained, a constant reminder of the choices they faced. One evening, as they sat together in a cozy cafe, Noah looked more contemplative than usual. The flickering candlelight cast shadows across his face, highlighting the lines of worry etched there. Liam reached across the table, taking Noah's hand in his own. You've been quiet lately, he observed gently. Noah sighed, his gaze drifting to the window where rain began to fall softly against the glass. I've been thinking about my conversation with my wife, he admitted. It's been hard for both of us. Liam nodded, understanding the weight of those words. Have you talked again? Yeah, Noah said, his voice low. We've had a few discussions since then. I told her I needed space to figure things out. He paused, searching for the right words. She's hurt but also trying to understand. Liam squeezed Noah's hand reassuringly. That's brave of you, he said softly. It's never easy to confront those feelings. I just wish it didn't have to hurt anyone, Noah replied, frustration evident in his tone. I care about her, I don't want to break her heart. Liam felt a pang of sympathy for both Noah and his wife. You deserve happiness too, he reminded him gently. It's okay to prioritize your own needs. Noah looked up, meeting Liam's gaze with a mix of gratitude and uncertainty. I know you're right, he said quietly. But it feels selfish sometimes. It's not selfish to want a life that makes you happy, Liam insisted, feeling passionate about this truth. You deserve to be authentic, to live your truth. Noah took a deep breath, contemplating Liam's words as if they were a lifeline amidst the storm swirling around him. I've been thinking about what life could look like if I choose this path, he confessed. What do you envision? Liam asked softly. I see us, together, Noah replied, a flicker of hope igniting in his eyes. But it's terrifying to think about leaving everything behind. Liam felt his heart race at those words. The idea of a future together filled him with excitement but also fear of the unknown. We can take it one step at a time, he suggested gently. As they finished their drinks, Noah seemed more at ease than when they had arrived, a small victory amidst the chaos. They left the cafe hand in hand, stepping into the cool evening air filled with the scent of rain-soaked pavement. I want to take you somewhere, Noah said suddenly as they walked down the street. Where? Liam asked curiously. Just trust me, Noah replied with a playful smile that made Liam's heart flutter. They walked for several blocks until they reached a small park overlooking the bay. The view was breathtaking, San Francisco's skyline illuminated against the night sky reflected in the water below. "This is beautiful," Liam breathed as they stood together, taking in the scene. Noah turned to face him, his expression serious yet tender. "I brought you here because I want you to know how much you mean to me." He reached for Liam's other hand, holding both tightly between them. "I care about you too," Liam replied, feeling warmth spread through him at Noah's sincerity. "I've made my decision," Noah said firmly, looking deep into Liam's eyes as if searching for something within them. "I'm going to tell my wife that I want a divorce." Liam felt his breath catch in his throat at those words. This was it, this was the moment they had both been waiting for but also dreading. "Are you sure?" Liam asked cautiously, wanting to ensure that this was what Noah truly wanted. "Yes," Noah replied without hesitation. "I can't keep living a life that doesn't feel authentic anymore." His voice trembled slightly as he continued, "I want to be with you." A rush of emotion flooded through Liam, relief mixed with joy and fear all at once. He stepped closer, wrapping his arms around Noah and pulling him into an embrace that felt like coming home after being lost for so long. "I'm here for you every step of the way," Liam whispered against Noah's ear. As they stood there wrapped in each other's arms beneath the stars, everything felt possible, their future stretched out before them like an open road waiting to be explored together. In that moment of connection amidst uncertainty and change, both men knew they were ready to face whatever came next, together.